Hi, this is Josh King. I'm going to be talking about my course project, and it's on the domain TravelMap.ws. I thought I got pretty lucky getting a name like Travel Maps, and WS was the last one taken. WS stands for website, so that's how it's going to be branded. This is the splash page, intro page here, where we got the logo, link for login, a link to request information, and some features about the site. So the background of the site is when I was working for a company called Spatial Energy, they did a lot of traveling, and they basically want to know where their contacts were in relation to airports internationally. So what I did was I wrote some programs to scrape some data off airport codes, airport/codes.com. And what you can do is look for airports by country. So I programmed in a bunch of requests that would go out and scrape the data, and then I use regex to parse out the data and eventually get it into a CSV file, and then from there I was able to import that into the MySQL database. So I've got about 5,500 airports with all their lat long information. So that is really cool. So first thing we'll do is we'll request some information, and as you can see it does some validation here. So I'll put in my name and my company. I'll just say I work for ISU, and I'll put in an invalid email, and it says my email is not valid. So I'll put in this email. I want some information. This will be sent to my Iowa State email, so we'll check that here in a little bit. And we got a couple of links here. We've got a new account request, and it's basically the same. It's just a little simpler form. It has the same type of validation. So if someone wants some information about how to set up an account, they just set some real basic information here. And this, like the other form, calls the mail method and sends a mail to my Iowa State account, which we'll check back there in a couple minutes. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes to show up. So now we're going to the login screen, and the login for the site is Sci, and pass is the password. I just have one user set up right now for testing. So we'll go into the site here, and you'll see there's a map that's predominantly shown on the screen, and we've got some different options here: contact search, task search, and I'll show you how the airports work here, directions. So, and then we've got some add, edit, contact, or we got some editing links up here, so you can edit or add a contact or a task or a company, or if you simply just want to get some driving directions. Say you want to go Newton, Iowa to Ames, Iowa, and this will show you how to get there geographically and also do some directions for you. And you can also print the directions too, so that's kind of handy. And we'll click the back to map link. For the map I use Google Maps, so I set up an account, an API account with Google, and I think as long as there's less than 20,000 requests a day or a month or something like that, you don't have to pay for it. So it's pretty cool working with the Maps API. It's a lot of fun. So we're just going to do a contact search here, and this brings back some contacts I've already filled in. We've got President Obama. You can send him an email. You can show where he's at on the map here, and you can also get driving directions. So we'll go from there to let's say Houston, Texas. So we got the White House to Houston, Texas, and we call the Google Maps API to do this, and it gives us all our directions here. And notice how this accordion was selected. And then we'll do a print, and it works the exact same way as the directions. The add edit contact, we got an add form here. One thing I want to show is the geocoding. So I'll put in my old Newton address. And we call the Google Maps API to do some geocoding here. So we hit the geocode button, and it gives us a lat long. And then that's stored with the contact, and that's how the map knows where to put that pin that we saw earlier. There's also edits. You can edit existing ones. We'll go to edit a task. So a task would be like a follow-up if you need to follow up with someone at a certain time. We got some jQuery UI here. The only thing that's required is a name. You can also associate that task with the contact. So it shows their name or the company and their name. And we'll go to the company here. So this would be a company that is associated to contacts. So you would add a company, and then you would add contacts under that company. And we just got a few test companies here. So let's say we want to edit one. We'll just go to this one, and it gives us all the information here. We can change whatever we want. Hit submit, and it'll update it. So we'll just update this address to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the combination to my luggage. And we'll hit submit. Company has been updated. Awesome. And we'll go back to the map. Task search works basically the same. It just shows a list of tasks. We got a little scrolling div here, and here's the airport data that I scraped. So let's just go to Australia, see what they've got. So this populates all of the airports in Australia. You can hover over and get the name and the airport code, and this will be useful for travel. So if you show a contact in Australia here, and you can see all the nearest airfields here. And this is just called with a JSON call to a PHP page. So it does the JSON encode, and then it loops through the results and calls the Google Maps JavaScript API and populates all these on the map. So there we go. We got a logout button here. Hope you enjoyed my class project. Oh, you not destroy a session. Alright, we got a bug I gotta fix. Thank you.